Hello, hello, hello. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. I am so thankful to God for everything that He's doing, He's done, He will do in my life, in your life. I am so thankful. This is Point of View with Shirley Polk, 214-403-7563. The Point of View 1 at yahoo.com. The Point of View 1 at yahoo.com. It's a wonderful day. Thank God for this day. Today on Point of View, and this is our first webcast for the year 2019, the first webcast for Point of View with Shirley Polk. Well, this is our fifth year. We're in our fifth year of webcasting. Isn't it amazing? I know it's got to be the fifth year. Yes, of webcasting. And God has kept us going. I didn't do as many Point of View with Shirley Polks last year in the year 2018, but this year I'm going to pick it up and step it up in the name of the Lord, okay? I did many of the Greater Gospel Temple and Inspiration of God webcasts because that's what I was directed to do more of those in Point of View. But now I'm going back into the Point of View with Shirley Polk webcast also. So I just want to explain that to you, all right? And I want to say that the incentive, if you call me, tell me that you watched, tell me what I talked about on this webcast, I have a prize for you. 214-403-7563. And as you know, I have my line of seasonings out, Miss P's Seasonings. And they are really, really, really good. I have no inhibitions about talking about it, okay, and about saying that because they are really good. They're unique. The flavors are just perfectly blended together, okay? So call me at 214-403-7563. This is Point of View with Shirley Polk. We're talking about being an afterthought today. And last year, it was around November or December, I finally got the answer to what I'd been wondering about, okay? And I was thinking, why is this happening? What is going on here? And it finally came to me. The Spirit said, you are an afterthought. After everything else has been exhausted, then you're thought about. All right? So I said, well, I need to look that up, see if there's something about that out there. Today, I finally got the chance to do it. And I put in exactly what I was thinking. And you know, it has never failed that when God gives me something to talk about, something to study, I just type in what's in my mind and the exact thing comes up. And I'm so thankful for the leading of the Lord. But are you an afterthought? Have you ever wondered, well, okay, I do this and I do that for people, and then when they do this and they do that, it seems that I'm the one that they put on the bottom of the totem pole. Have you ever thought about that? So if you have, and if you haven't, I'm telling you, more than likely, you're an afterthought like I am. All right? So let me get into this. I have two ladies that I have gotten some information from. They're on the web. The first one is Kate Woods, and hers is, are you a priority or an afterthought? And she is katewoodsonline.com. Then I have Mastering Relationships, Teach People How to Treat You. And this one, I have to get her name because I don't want to mess over her name. Maidenberg, that's what it is, Maidenberg. And she's a PhD, all right? So let me get her first name because I want to Michele Maidenberg, PhD. So we will do her after we go into a priority, are you a priority and afterthought? Okay, now the definition of afterthought is just as simple as this: something that is thought of or added later. Something that's thought of later or something that's added later. That's what an afterthought is. Now, sometimes those afterthoughts are good, but being a human being and then everybody else being put ahead of you, and then when push comes to shove and something doesn't go right, then they think about you. Okay? Well, she can make up the difference. We'll bring her on. But you are not a priority. Okay? So are you a priority or an afterthought? An afterthought is something that is thought of or added later. Now we'll see what Kate Woods has to say about this. Are you a priority? Are you an afterthought? KateWoodsOnline.com. She's the author. It's a safe assumption that most people like to have priority position in the lives of people they believe they are involved with in a significant way. And this could be friendship, it could be a love relationship, a romantic relationship, it can be family, in every aspect of your life, okay? So that being said, it raises a question in her mind, okay? Why do some people allow others to treat them as if they were just afterthoughts? And I had been wondering, for years about how, well, wondering, okay, WOND, why is this like it is? Why is this like it is? And then it finally came to me, that light bulb second. You're an afterthought. I said, okay, that's what it is. Some signs that you're not being treated as priority might include the following. When someone never makes plans in advance with you, but expects you to be available at the last minute to do whatever their little heart desires. Next, when your significant other chooses the company of his or her friends much more often than your company. Been there too. When others underplay special occasions in your life while always making a big deal about everything in theirs, even little insignificant things they have going on in their lives. When they put everything of theirs way ahead of yours, yours is not important to them, okay? When you actually have to remind significant others, members of your close circle of friends, or your family members, that it's your anniversary or your birthday, which is coming up tomorrow for me. Today is the 12th of January 2019. My birthday is January 13th, 2019. Tomorrow, Sunday, okay? So, if you have to remind them, or the date due for your baby, hey, I'm way past that, okay? And especially if you have to deliver said reminders by text messages, because no one ever seems to want to answer their phones. That is so familiar, okay? For me. Now, what should you do about it? Maybe you need to take a good look at yourself and ask yourself these questions regarding your relationships. Do I treat people with respect. Look back on yourself, okay? Do you treat people with respect? I'm looking at myself. Do I treat people with respect? I treat them with respect. I can answer that right now to the best of my ability because I want people to be treated. I want to treat people like I want to be treated, okay? I want to do unto others as I would them do unto me, all right? Do I show my appreciation to them? Yes, to the best of my ability. Do I believe that treating others with mutual respect is important? It's very important to me because I believe that everybody is important. Every person to me is important, okay? So if you're being treated as an afterthought, but you answer yes to all these questions, then maybe you prefer doing all the nice things for others in your relationships and you don't view that as a negative or as being treated as an afterthought if others don't reciprocate. And some people are like that. They just want to do and do and do and don't expect from others. But yes, I like to give and I like to treat people nice and make people treat them special like the people they are. But now, wait a minute now. There has to come a time when you have to realize that I'm human too, that I have feelings too, and whatever the case may be. All right? All right. Everyone is different, and some people really do prefer consistently being the giver rather than the receiver most of the time. And I do, and I started this webcast on Hangout Live, but somehow it disconnected, and so I'm doing this, and I'm uploading this, okay? But I was saying that I have been so blessed in my life. I am still blessed. I am highly blessed, and I am so thankful to God for that. I was the first lady of Greater Gospel Temple for 14 years and 10 months, and I was highly blessed by the parishioners, by my husband, Pastor Superintendent Kelly Davis, and I was a district missionary of the New Horizon District for about 12 years, and people were giving us 12 or 13 years. People were kind to me, and they gave to me. I have just been so blessed. I did give to others, but then, I mean, with so many people giving to you, you just want to give everybody, every individual something too. And it was hard for me to mentally accept from other people because I feel like I'm one of those people who likes to just give and give and give, and I don't give to be given to. It's just that I'm a giver. And then when it came time for people to give to me, it's just like it's so humbling. I'm telling you, I'm blessed above measure. That is not a complaint. That's a fact. And that's my gratitude. I'm saying it out of gratitude to God. I'm really saying it out of gratitude to God and letting you know that God will bless you through the people. People will be so good to you because of God's direction, okay? When you've done, it said, do unto others. I'm going back to that. As you would them do unto you. And then there's a scripture that said, cast your bread upon the waters and it will come back to you in some days, okay? Just cast your bread out there. Throw your goodwills out there. Give to people, and it's going to come back to you. Be kind to people. It will come back to you. And it doesn't take it as long as it seems that it used to come back. It could turn right around. I am so thankful to God. But yet, I ended up Being an afterthought to some people. Being an afterthought to some people when it comes to their doing things, and then just let me go on to this. Okay, and when I let me just say this, when I had functions at Greater Gospel Temple. When other people have their functions, I attend, I support in both ways, with my presence and with my offerings, monetary offerings. And then when it's time for certain ones to come to Greater Gospel Temple, when they get that invitation, then they're too busy. Okay, and I know people are busy and they have their schedules and everything, but it looks like you ought to show up one time at least, two times at least. When I've been to you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, hey, at least 2 or 3 times. So, like I said, just a couple of months ago, it came to me, you're an afterthought. And I can deal with that. I can deal with it now. I know how to treat it. So people often view you as you view and project yourself. So, how do you see yourself? Do you want to be a priority? Or are you more comfortable with less attention? Now let me tell you about that. Me, myself, and I really don't like to be the center of attention. Now I've been blessed with gifts and talents, been blessed with the ministry that God has assigned to my hand. He has blessed me with businesses and things that I do. But when I've done those things, then I return to my private self. To my private self. Okay? I love the ministry. I love doing what I do. I love doing the things that God has told me to do. The businesses, the music, the seasonings, the writing, the books, and the dramas, and all that God has blessed me to do. But when it really comes down to it, when I've done that, and I come back to my private self. So hopefully you will always treat yourself as a priority, and you treat others as a priority too. Obviously, in a perfect world, we all treat each other with mutual respect and as priorities, not as afterthoughts. And this is by Kate Woods. And her saying here is, I aspire to inspire. I aspire to inspire. That's her saying under her name, okay? KateWoodsOnline.com. Thank you, Kate. I really like this. What's an afterthought is something that comes up when there's no other alternative. Okay, you the last thought, all right? Now, mastering relationships. Mastering relationships. Teach people how to treat you. And this is Michele Maidenberg. Michele Maidenberg. Treat people how to treat you. And these are thoughts of a therapist. All right. With Dr. Michele Maidenberg. I've never heard that name before. I like it. Okay. Now, teach people how to treat you. She starts out in my personal life and in my practice. I run up against relationships that are thwarted because of a negative or difficult interaction that ensues. Okay? It necessitates teaching people how to treat us in order to facilitate our needs being met. In order to facilitate our needs being met. That's a period after that. Then she goes on to say, I observe that we generally make 2 inherent mistakes in our assumptions regarding others. For one, We expect others should, I'm not good at this, okay, know how to treat us. The other is that we treat others in the way we want to be treated. All right? So she said she observes that we generally make two inherent mistakes. And these mistakes are we assume, we expect that others should know how to treat us. And then the second one is we treat others in the way we want to be treated. Now, we are all uniquely different. And we are all uniquely different. Thus, this is represented in the way in which we generally function, cope, and communicate. We are forever changing and evolving, and our lives are forever in flux. All right? Because of all these changes happening continually, there is a need for us to be flexible in our expectations. We also need to be accepting of these changes because often they are inevitable and will happen whether or not we want them to or are ready for them. Things happen whether we want them to or we're ready for them, okay? We impact and are impacted by ourselves, others, and the world at large. We are impacted by ourselves, others, and the world at large. We conceptually understand that our lives are continually changing. Our lives are continually changing, which requires flexibility in our approach to ourselves, others, and the world at large. But we still act and treat each other with a set of expectations that at times are judgmental, rigid, inflexible, and unrealistic. There are many extraneous factors that impact us on a physiological, emotional, and social level. Some we are in control of, and some we are not. We impose our thoughts, feelings, and values on others, expecting that they should, here we go, get us and act in line with this knowledge about us. We are often left with frustration, anger, and disappointment over our unmet needs because the person on the other end just didn't get it right. Yeah, we've been there ourselves. We're not all innocent all the time, okay? Now, because we are forever growing and changing, there is a need for us to teach others how to treat us at all points in our life as we evolve. It's our responsibility to teach them how to treat us. Because sometimes people just act like they just don't know, okay? And they don't know if they don't know. All right? So this is it's as a continual, ongoing process. Continual and ongoing. It is our responsibility to update others as to where we are at so they have a better idea about how to be more attentive and connected to us. If we think of it this way, we will always expect to guide others where we are at and respectfully express what we need, as opposed to expecting that they will instinctually, know and get frustrated and disappointed when they don't. Now, it can greatly reduce frustration, anger, and or disappointment to know that we have a responsibility and ability to assert ourselves and let others know when they did not meet us where we are at and need to be. It's our responsibility, okay? Now, if after expressing ourselves, we discover that our needs are not in sync with the person at the other end, it provides us with room for discussion, compromise, and an understanding of each other's needs. All right? So we can try. We try. Okay? So, to teach people how to treat you takes these things into consideration. To teach people how to treat us takes these things into consideration. And I got a little cold a while ago, so I got me some coffee. So excuse me, please. Now, be aware of what your needs are in the moment. Think about what would be comforting to you and make the commitment that you want to facilitate connection, okay? Expect that a person will most likely treat you in the way that she likes to be treated. For example, if they like to be hugged when they are sad, they will most likely reach out to hug. If they like distance when they are sad, they are more likely to distance themselves. That is their frame of reference and template. It typically isn't anything personal or coming from a place where they are purposefully neglecting you. If you need something different, challenge yourself and express it in a way that the person can reach you. Now, the worst thing that can happen is that you'll be in the same position and will continue to not get your needs met. The best thing that can happen is that you'll feel heard, acknowledged, and will be comforted. So, if you don't get the thing that you wanted, at least you can say, okay, they heard me. I expressed myself. All right. So that gives me a little comfort. All right. Now check in is the next part with the other person and assess if what they needed in the past still applies to this current situation. Likewise, if what you need has changed due to the time and circumstance, express that to them clearly and directly. Okay, this is not working anymore. This is what I require. This is what makes me happy, what makes me feel good, okay? So as I grow from day to day, and as things are changing, and I'm changing emotionally, I'm changing physically, then there are other needs. The needs are changing. And so this is where I am now. So be straightforward with the person, okay? Now, for example, you can say, the last time I needed to talk more. This time I need you to just be here with me. I prefer speaking more about this later. I'm feeling too unsettled right now. Now, to someone else, you can express, I remember you telling me when you're feeling frustrated that you need space. I want to be supportive to you. Is that what you need now too, or do you need something else from me? It's a two-way street, all right? It's a two-way street. Now, next, set appropriate boundaries in your relationship and impose them when you need to. Impose them when you need to. It sets a precedence in a relationship and lets the other person know what your core foundational needs are and ones you are not willing or able to compromise are, for example, lying to one another, talking disrespectfully to each other, etc. Okay? Examples. I'm going to repeat that. Set appropriate boundaries. This is teaching people how to treat you, okay? Are you an afterthought? This is the way to remedy this, okay? Set appropriate boundaries in your relationship and impose them when you need to. It sets a precedence in a relationship and lets the other person know what your core foundational needs are and ones you are not willing or able to compromise on. For example, lying to one another, won't have it. If I know it, I'm not going to deal with that anymore. Talking disrespectfully to each other, ain't going to do it. I ain't going to let it happen anymore. You might do it one time, but by golly, you're not going to be able to do that to me again, and you not reap the consequences. If I have to make myself get away or whatever I have to do, it's not going to be a continual thing. Okay, now, next, use I statements as opposed to you statements, and avoid blaming and being accusatory toward the other person. Use the four parts of the I statement when you are communicating. For example, when I wasn't fully heard after I expressed that something was bothering me, that's one. B, the effects were that I went to bed having all of this on my mind and slept restlessly. C, I felt sad and lonely. And D, I prefer if you would check in on me because most often I really do want to speak if I bring it up. How about that? That's the civil way to do it, all right? Now, you very inherently communicate from delivering, excuse me. You may inherently communicate from underlying fear, worry, frustration, and or anger. Using these skills may not necessarily come easily to you, all right? But practicing them will help you integrate them so that they are more natural and habitual. Initiating and maintaining relationships that are reciprocal and built on mutual respect and open communication requires continual attention and concerted effort. Your relationships can be deeper, more meaningful, and help enrich your life. And this is by Dr. Michele Maidenberg, PhD. And she has down here about herself. She said, my name is Michele P. Maidenberg, PhD, MPH, LCSW-R, and then CGP. So I am a health and mental health advocate. I maintain a private practice in Harrison, New York, and am the co-founder and clinical director of Through My Eyes Foundation. She says that she enjoys publishing, presenting, and doing advocacy work. Thank you, Dr. Michele Maidenberg, for this article. This is Point of View with Shirley Polk, right here on the World Wide Web. My number is 214-403-7563. Call me. Remember at the beginning, I said that you'll get a prize. If you let me know what I talked about, let me know if you saw it. All right? I love you. Enjoy the remainder of your day. And to those who I haven't seen or said anything to, Happy New Year to you. This is 2019. 2019. It's the day that God has made. We are rejoicing. Enjoy